What the COVID-19 pandemic has done is highlighted core sustainability issues such as income inequality, poor healthcare, and complex supply chains, which are inefficient and not environmentally friendly. So we have identified 5 ways that the crisis will affect investors. So the first one, people may seek out greater financial security and well-being because of the crisis. So this can be in the form of taking out additional insurance, more investments, rainy day savings. Focusing on healthy living and access to good healthcare are also impacts that we expect to see. The second point is shorter supply chains. We are likely to see a return to locally produced, as the pandemic has highlighted the risk of depending on other countries for essential products and materials such as healthcare. As companies become more local, they may likely place a greater emphasis on community relations, which should encourage more responsible behavior and sustainable practices. So we do expect, sustainability to really continue to be an important part of investing going forward. The third point is human capital relations, or human capital management and labor relations. Because of COVID-19, I think organizations will likely be judged by the way that they have treated employees during the crisis, particularly businesses that have benefited from government support. So issues that relate to job security, healthcare benefits, for example, will come under scrutiny. Chief executives will also be placed under greater scrutiny from ESG-conscious asset managers. And as the COVID-19 pandemic normalizes, investors will want companies to reflect the challenges of the workforces at the very senior levels. Compensation has always been a contentious issue, but the pandemic's massive impact on employment has highlighted its importance. And some other considerations are how remote working will affect the office landscape as well as work travel. So looking at the fourth issue on corporate governance, we are likely to see a greater focus on how companies allocate capital and use capital, such as through share buybacks and dividends. And under corporate governance, management remuneration and performance measurement will also come under greater scrutiny. The fifth point is environmental issues. Now, whilst the COVID-19 crisis and spiking government debt may mean that environmental issues will take a back seat initially to prioritize the economic recovery, this, we believe, will be short-lived. The environmental benefits of the lockdown and the slowdown in economic activity, such as clean air, less traffic, etc., these will be quantified and publicized. So we are already seeing a new wave of green investments and companies and countries making zero carbon pledges, for example. So we do not think that environmental issues will be derailed due to the pandemic. In fact, the global response to COVID-19 has really shown that governments can respond forcefully when facing existential threats. And climate change for us is ultimately an existential threat. And the more people that become conscious of this, the more likely they demand the same concerted effort to address climate change and environmental issues.
安聯投資。